Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today, it's finally time to get back to Dead City. This is Season 2, Episode 1. Look, I know that the Walking Dead universe hasn't always been great to us, but Dead City was great. Daryl was great. The Ones Who Live was a lot of fun. I'm expecting Season 2 to be a lot of fun. And we got Kim Coates joining the cast, so I'm all in.
Yes, welcome Kim Coates. Can't wait to see how you are in this series with your character. Also, like you said, Mason Quinn, it's been kind of, for some, up and down ride. But for me, I still quite enjoy our universe that we're getting here. I am curious to see now how, as we have probably seen in the trailer, how...
Power the city
up. They showed us a little bit in Season 1 there, but now we're talking about potentially a whole New York getting lit up. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we getting old school Negan with the old bat?
Negan!
I'm ready. Let's hope it's a good one, folks. Let's go!
This is a mess.
Hey, Bob, we are way behind on schedule, so I'm going to need you to get everything hooked up like yesterday. All this stuff needs to be done by tomorrow. Got to have it done.
Boss, I'm not an electrician. I mean, shouldn't we wait for the pros?
This can't be that hard. Couple plugins, couple wires. It's not that big of a deal. We do not have time to wait for the electrician, so just get it done. I'm counting on you, all right?
I'm counting on you. Oh!
Jumping jackrabbits, Bob, what the hell happened?
Oh, I knew this was a bad idea.
Bob's instincts were right, but his supervisor didn't listen. Now Bob's injury could be worth millions.
Wait, did you say millions? Who are these professionals that can help me?
Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client.
But Bob is worried because he doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. When your boss puts you in a dangerous situation and you get hurt, don't settle for less than you deserve. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you every penny. And the best part, it's completely free unless you win. But Bob feels conflicted. He doesn't want to sue his boss, even if the company hasn't paid him for the last 6 months. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing their insurance company. There's no reason to feel bad about getting the compensation you deserve. So if you've been a victim in a car accident, medical malpractice, workplace injury, or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you. Bob did, and he sure is thankful Morgan & Morgan had his back.
Is this JT or our guy Dave?
That reminded me of the walker that looked like Willem Dafoe in the first episode in the purple suit.
JT and Dave, if you're watching this, I'm wondering if that's you as this walker here. Let us know.
Little Ace Frehley for you, Diamond Dave. I believe that's who this is.
Can't stand the Ace. Sorry if you do, folks, but it's not for me.
He's a bum. It is a fitting song for
New York, yeah.
Yeah, to come back here.
All right, so we're getting a look at the process?
Yeah, I guess.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Look at this setup. See, what I remember from Season 1 was just seeing a little bit.
Yeah.
Which they might have shown the whole thing, and I just don't remember. But
jars or whatever.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, you!
Suck it, Cody. So this was a brewery, and we just converted it. Now the intro.
I like that. I like it.
There we go. All right.
Cool.
And folks, you may have noticed Oak is not with us, but he will be playing catch-up.
Yep, I think Oak's going to join us eventually here. He's out of state as of this recording, so...
You know, there's just, and I know we talked about it before in Season 1, but there's just so much potential when you're in a major city to tell so many different stories and to use the surroundings and the buildings and everything as part of it.
Out of all the intro music that we've had so far, Dead City's the weakest.
Overhand, remember? It's more accurate, more spin.
That's not going to work.
Hey, you're lucky you're not Carl right now. Okay, there's Jenny.
You get scraped by the brambles?
I'm fine.
Well,
Brambles.
why'd you show me then?
Well, it was more to show us. Well, we got some deer, though.
Yeah. I'm just going to assume you didn't get it with a $3 throwing knife from an Army surplus store.
Oh, that corn was not the greatest looking corn. I'm glad they were kind of giving us a look around the community more so than they did last season.
Well, and it's good, too, to see it's not all unicorns and rainbows
Right.
like it is at so many communities when they drop us in. Hey, everything's going great. We got food everywhere, and everybody's got their jobs.
Probably got some old clothes you can donate to her brothers.
Yep. The hat.
Oh. I just remembered Glenn coming around the fence. Not dead.
Oh, Stephen Young.
Maybe we can take it down tomorrow or something.
Our signal. When you were little, in case we got separated, so I'd know that you were okay. Do you remember how it started? Camping just north of Charleston. Heard feet crunching on leaves outside. And noticed your blanket was empty. Then all of a sudden, this creature came running from behind the bushes. And a little voice said, "Look, Mom, I got it." And you had your hands cupped together. And you opened them up to show me.
A lightning bug.
The hat. Here he is.
He's got another show now. Destination X or something.
Got any leftovers?
What's in it for me?
Well, what's in it for you is you don't have to eat a plate of cockroaches. I can trade you for this lovely bucket of my very own piss of shit.
Yeah. I have had my eye on that bucket for the past couple months.
I know you have.
Couple months.
But
Okay.
I think I'll hold out for that ratty blanket.
Oh,
Oh, you literally are eating a
Yeah.
plate of cockroaches.
Thank you. You said a year ago that I would be begging for cockroaches.
A year ago.
How's it looking?
yeah, that wasn't loud at all.
No, I wasn't doing nothing.
Unlock it. It pains me to see you like this. Time has run out, Negan. Are you ready to listen? What about the boy?
You see, he is home. He's safe. And in order to get to him, he would have to go through his mall. But hey, don't you worry about me. I'm good. Oh,
Pass.
The sound design.
I fear things will have to escalate.
Negan always finds himself locked in a cell.
Well, after he fell to Rick. Those masks have got to be hot. Like,
Yeah.
why are they wearing them all the time?
We need to get back.
The bricks.
I'm Charlie Bird, governor of the New Babylon Federation.
Oh, remember we saw her with the marshal?
Got a feeling you'd rather hear from someone whose reputation precedes him. And as if that weren't enough,
There he
tracked
is.
down the notorious outlaw Negan and brought him to justice.
Thank you, Governor.
There's only one governor.
It's David Morrissey.
There was a place once, full of so many buildings so packed together you could barely see where the sky started. A strategic port, a city that announced to the world, we are here. It's been overrun by lawless barbarians. Manhattan can once again inspire and spread hope and serve as a bastion for civilization. Now, look, I'm
We
not
need
gonna lie,
recruits,
it's
is
not gonna be
basically what I'm
easy,
saying.
Yeah.
which is why we've been going from town to town, drafting soldiers for
Yep.
an exploratory mission, as is the Federation's right by treaty. This is a
I'll take
mission worth
Nebraska.
fighting.
Manhattan seems like the last place you'd want to be in the apocalypse.
Go. Ginny, state your crime. After arrival at Matchburg, Mr. Ornell chose to shamefully flee rather than face conscription. He was apprehended in the forest. Code 52, Section 8. Refusal or evasion of registration into the armed forces of the New Babylon Federation shall be punishable by public execution.
Oh.
Oh, so people aren't a resource for these unless you join.
Well, and they're just strangling them. You know, normally you do the quick snap and it's done. And Maggie's not thrilled.
Nope. Look at the front of that car.
I get.
There is to be an exploratory mission followed by a massive land invasion. So we must be ready. An army of our own. Uptown is controlled by 3 groups. They are ferocious. The park sits between them.
No man's land.
Because no man comes out alive.
The Central Park.
Bring everyone onto our side. The groups interface once a month for a form of street trade. Gambling on sport.
Got your own farmer's market.
The next meeting is tonight. I've invited them to the church afterwards for a little nightcap. My overtures have gotten us as far as they can go. What's required now is leadership.
Someone with charisma.
Terrorize.
Look at Negan. He's already excited.
Is it to your liking? You're a gin man, right?
I am indeed. I feel like we had this conversation a couple of months ago. Hell no.
Oh, I misread their room.
Well, I'm sure they keep going back periodically, but it's been over a course of 1 year.
With the methane, we can bring the city back. Church can be a power plant. A gym teacher can command an army.
This is a little too fancy for my taste, but I do appreciate the gesture.
I'm not going to be bought.
When our people were out searching for you, they heard whispers of a settlement in Tennessee that was home to a woman and child, Annie and Joshua.
Oh, boy.
Their wagon train was meant for Missouri, as you know, considering you yourself paid the driver. But now that they're en route to the island, I suppose you'd want to make your preparations.
And that's what brings them back.
He's not happy about
For
that.
family, Quinn.
Family. Well, Manhattan's an island. Could they just take out the bridges? And that would...
It was the capital of the old world, home to museums, theaters, churches, and it will all soon be restored, just as sublime as it once was.
This guy's dead.
Yeah, he's a Milton knockoff because he was taking notes.
Yep.
Everything you're saying is total bullshit.
There you go, Herschel.
Considering I've spent years poring over old textbooks, maps, and periodicals, I would think that what I'm saying is not. But you haven't been there. It's full of walkers, more than you've ever seen before. And those museums and churches, they've all been looted or blown up. There's this one bridge high between the buildings. It started to fall, but then it caught itself and got all twisted. So it's like, I'll show you.
Is he going to mess with them?
Well, no, he can draw.
Yeah. But I thought maybe he was going to, like, draw a middle finger on it or
no,
something.
that's... Right now, that's not... I don't see him ever doing that.
Yeah.
It's better now than it ever was.
Why don't we pick this up after dinner?
Clear the room.
So that's your son.
That's my son. Tracking down the notorious outlaw Negan and shooting him dead.
I only said that to protect him. What happened to him?
Still on the island for all I know.
I'm gonna recommend your conscription. You got your son back from the Croat. You know his weakness is how he operates.
Why all of a sudden do you want to bring back Manhattan? You want the methane.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The power source.
You're running out of ethanol.
Ah, that's what it is, the moths.
Laying eggs in the corn, rotting it from the inside.
We can survive without it. New Babylon can't, which is just fine by me.
It's true. If we can take over their methane operation, it's ready to go practically unlimited. Give us back technology and medicine. People wouldn't have to die of infection or the flu, and I'm not just talking about my people. But if we don't get that methane, we've lost too much.
Everybody has lost too much.
We're in this together.
Are we?
I don't think so.
Where's your wife then? Where are your daughters? Why aren't they coming to Manhattan? The conscripts, just a bunch of fucking guinea pigs.
I'll remind you that you're treaty-bound members of the
Which you
Federation.
forced us into. Cut off all of our
Even if you
trading.
can't see this,
Not that I voted for it.
You're coming.
Is that right, Marshal?
Colonel. It's Colonel now.
I'm going to force my hand.
Treaty bound. Then it'd be my duty to inform your superiors what really happened to Negan.
Seemed like a big oversight by his part to try to force Maggie.
Yeah.
If I come to the island,
yeah.
No one else from the Bricks gets drafted that doesn't want to.
I'd have to sell it to the governor.
Welcome to Woodbury.
Welcome to Woodbury.
Yeah, they did show us all the dead corn in the beginning.
They did, yep.
Put that together.
I'm sorry your wife and son got dragged into this.
Oh, he's sorry, Quinn.
He's sorry.
I have a surprise for you. Huh?
Oh.
Just like the original Lucille. So I've added some, shall we say, improvements. All the audience really wants are the greatest hits.
Play the hits.
It's almost like they were talking to the audience right there more so than the characters.
Yeah.
We know you want the greatest hits, folks.
So we'll give it to you. I'm so getting Escape from New York vibes with Kurt Russell here.
Oh, maybe it's a little tip of the hat.
Oh, I think we're getting an Negan speech here real soon. How much leaning is going to be involved?
It's the only way. There he is!
There he is. There's Kim Coates. They looked like a cross between Carl Urban and Jim from The Office. Right, that guy right there. Maybe it's me.
I'll pay attention a little bit more. I was looking around the...
That is one big-ass walker.
That's...
Wait, is this... Well, this is new.
Yeah.
I've never... Yeah, that's new. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I want half your shit. I can kind of see where you're coming from a little bit.
Let's go meet the man.
I read that Manhattan's power grid was run underground after the blizzard of 1888, which means that it's probably survived the destruction of the city. Is it possible?
Don't you have some journaling to do?
The history you'll be recording along the way, they'll be our biggest victory of all. Only to be smoked in celebration.
Have you given any thought to what we talked about earlier?
Is she really that important?
She single-handedly rescued her son from the Cohan.
So let's just draft her.
She's a red shirt.
Yeah, her death's going to be satisfying. They already made her out to be quite an evil person.
Is this woman worth 20 soldiers?
I think she is.
Oh, she's worth 40. This is Maggie we're
So
talking
then let her
about.
prove it.
Let her prove it.
Why does it have to be you?
Because that's the only way that this works.
Yeah, but you didn't even try to find another way. You just show us like you want to go.
I don't want to go. I'm doing it for you, for the Bricks. Herschel!
So we're really going to make Maggie fight walkers just
That's
to prove it?
kind of what I'm thinking, which seems a little... Maybe it won't be walkers. Maybe it'll just be a little bit of training.
If you plan on taking the place of 20 conscripts on the island, it won't be soldiers you'll be fighting.
Yep. You did call it, Diamond Dave.
Only just found out.
Anyone intending to enlist, step up to the corral.
Jimmy, you're not going in there.
Yes, she is.
We can't.
What's the problem?
She's just a kid.
And kids can't fight?
No one gets drafted involuntarily. That was the deal.
It's kind of what a draft means. You're coming whether you like it or not.
But we got to remember what Maggie set up.
Yep.
No, Jenny, you said you're serious.
Yeah. That one took a lot.
Jenny!
Okay, little plot armor here. That's all right. Nope. Not buying it on this one, folks. I'm sorry.
She'd be done.
She'd be done. Oh, and then Maggie. See, that's what I don't like when they do that writing. Oh, we're going to swarm her, but we're not going to show her how she gets out of it.
Yep.
Yep. Sorry, folks. Not a fan of that one.
How many times have we seen people get ninja bitten in swarms like that?
I know. Yeah, that's what I go back to.
You can't have it both ways.
It's just when they pick and choose. But you don't have to agree with me, folks, and it's okay. But it just didn't work for me.
That timepiece he's got.
No, we've come a really long way from Sons of Anarchy. Now he's outlasted the crew.
Yeah, he has. That'd be great if it was actually Tig's story, but
well, we can pretend.
We can pretend it was.
Nah. This is what he had to do. He had to go for the transformation to survive, Quinn.
That's right.
I got to do it for my family.
Jim's getting
start
impatient.
this shit or what?
Oh boy, here we
Let
go.
there be light. Kind of digging the shot.
Oh yeah.
From what I gather, y'all hate each other's guts. And yet here we are, all together in God's house. Why bring this motley group of shitheads together? I mean, what is the fucking point? Anybody recognize this? From the New Babylon Federation. See, I got this badge when the asshat that was chasing me down lost it. That is correct. I was once a wanted man. I came here. I came here because I hear this island's got no laws.
Got that right, bitch.
It's so random.
For New Babylon, the solution to that problem is their laws. You join us. You put aside your differences, and we fight. We keep New Babylon.
Ah, my lord.
And you are?
Christos.
Here's the deal, Christos. I'm wondering if we could save the Q&A until, I don't know.
We don't want to join you. And we don't give a fuck about someone else's problem.
Oh, that's two.
Well, three, Maggie.
Oh.
But there is no way I am bending the knee to some skinny,
Here we go.
bitch ass old man.
Skinny bitch ass old
Who's
man.
come here out of fucking nowhere thinking he can
Look at
sell
that.
us on some bullshit.
It's got a little blade that comes out of it.
We're having a little bit of a misunderstanding.
The music.
I am not asking for any kumbaya. You see, I am not a preacher. And you sure as shit ain't no congregation. But you are gonna fight. And not for the common good. I could give a rat's ass about the common good. No, you are gonna fight. You're gonna fight because I say so. Get the fucking picture of me.
Oh, it's electric.
Oh, what the fuck?
We're torching them back.
What?
That's why those guys are always wearing masks.
Yeah.
Methane. We got it, you don't. We got the bright lights, the cool cars. You see, power equals power.
That's the episode.
So if you ain't with us, I guess you're in for a bit of a shock. Think about it. Do me a favor, huh? Don't think too hard.
How do you feel now, sport? God, not one word yet, a dialogue.
What's going on? She thinks she's coming to Manhattan and she's not. I made him a promise. I swore that I would look out for you.
You're not my mother. You're not anything to me.
Ouch.
Well, in fairness, it's been almost a year or whatever it was, so it's not like they've been together for long time.
Chitty can go, but I can't?
Yeah, because you're my son.
Was it because you feel bad? You feel guilty? Because you left him there?
What are you talking about?
Or is it still about everything from before? I mean, I thought we were past that. I thought we finished it. That's what you said, it was finished. You just keep holding on.
This has nothing to do with Negan. Why do you want to go back? What do these mean to you? Does the city have some kind of pull on you?
No.
Who is this one?
Oh, we know who that is.
I don't know. I saw her face on some billboard or something.
Oh, liar.
I'm not lying, Mom. They're just drawings. I don't want you to go.
I didn't know my mom for very long and not very well. And by the time I got things right with my dad, I was all grown up. And I had my own life. Is that these last few months have meant the world to me. It's like you said. We're finally getting better. We're finally moving past.
Shout out to the actor playing Herschel, though. He's doing a good job. That can make or break a show.
Oh, the slow-mo of Lucille 2.0. Oh, he's not digging it that he had to go back to former self. Whoa, sidearm.
There you go. Changed it up a little bit.
Was that kind of symbolic of now that mom's gone, I can
focus maybe?
Do my thing, like my thing, not what the way she wanted.
But don't worry. You'll get there.
I think he wants payback on her.
Mm-hmm. Payback, or he's
actually into the city.
He's intrigued by what the city could be.
Maybe
he doesn't want to be digging into dirt for rotten corn when he can be in the city.
Oh, I like
that
did
3D.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's not about payback. Maybe it's more about I want to be in that city.
Well, it seemed to me, judging by that picture, he had a fondness for her. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like a real nice picture to do.
It screams of the walkers. The fuck was that?
Was that a damn tiger?
It's a damn tiger. Well, that was Dead City, Mason Quinn. Not a bad start.
No, we are back. We are back. This one, to me, it felt like a little bit of catch up. Okay, some time has passed. This is where we are. We're going to reintroduce the players in our game here, kind of see where everybody was at. So that was cool. I like that they had with Maggie, they kind of showed the complexity of her character, what she's going through. I was glad that she and Herschel were kind of off to a good start, because I just didn't want to see any more like angry Herschel fighting with Maggie. Like, I just wanted to see those two kind of together and on the same page. And we got that in the first probably 3/4 of the episode. So that was good. I did have a little bit of a chuckle at Herschel thinking he's going to take down a deer with a $3 army surplus knife. But I digress. It's the world of The Walking Dead. I can't question that when I've accepted so many other things. But Negan is back, and I don't know about you, but I was wondering, okay, when is he going to slip back into the charismatic Negan that we all know? Is he going to have a big speech? I thought he was going to take that dude out, the guy that looks like a cross between Carl Urban and Jim from The Office. I thought he was going to get the old bonk on the head right there in the church, but we didn't get that. He got a little shock, so that's like a little bit less lethal method for Negan to get his point across, maybe.
Well, I feel like Negan was on such a high in a power trip, right, of season 7 and 8, where his way or the highway. Mm-hmm. Now he's being forced after he's had X amount of years of not wanting to do that anymore.
Right. He tried to start a family a couple times.
And now here with an opportunity, I feel like he turned it down a notch, because we've seen in season 7 or 8, whatever it was, one of the doctors barely did anything wrong, at least in my eyes. Yeah. Oh, all right, we'll throw his ass into a fire.
Going in the furnace.
So if that would have been a couple years ago, dude, to your point, I think would have been toast.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so, and then the idea, and again, the idea, so Babylon is coming to the island. From what I know, there's a handful of bridges that get you into Manhattan. So some of those are collapsed, like Herschel was talking about. He had the drawing. There's at least the one that works. So theoretically, you would hope, for Negan's perspective, that you've only got to really guard the one bridge. But if they come across, by boats, then that's a different story, of course. But yeah, I mean, we're getting our army together. I like how they're addressing the methane and the issue of power. Because look, I think with any apocalypse show, with anything, once you get past the zombies, or you get past the clickers, or you get past whatever it might be, eventually society will rebuild, and it's not going to be Little House on the Prairie essentially forever, because the technology is there, the information is there. You will eventually get an energy source, power in some way, and whoever does that, like Negan said, whoever has the power literally has the power to be the top dog, really, because like you said, with the weapons, the bombs, everything they can do, from just lights, just having lights. Think of the game changer that is when you go out on the streets, you're not having to use flashlights. You can see where the walkers are.
Well, that's huge for those folks, right? Because it's been
they haven't had it
X amount of years of nothing.
Yeah, and
survival.
And I just think Negan's right. Whoever has the power source will be the new quote unquote superpower. Whoever becomes that much more developed, and the methane is a hell of a way to do it because there's no shortage of walker bodies. And look, on a long enough timeline after the methane runs its course, you would move on to something else, and maybe society would eventually be rebuilt to some level. Now, you will still have the threat of when somebody dies, they turn into a walker, but that's way far into the future. So I did want to see a little bit more out of Kim Coates this episode. I don't think we got hardly any dialogue, if any, out of him, but I'm really intrigued by his character. I think he's going to kind of be the guy that Negan sees who he has to rope in, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, not a ton of action for a season opener, but like we saw with other shows like The Last of Us, the season opener a lot of times is kind of setting the chessboard for everything that's going to happen, meeting the characters, and we'll throw in just enough excitement with Maggie and Jenny and in that kind of fight they had in the cow pen there to kind of keep you on the edge of your seat, despite the swarmed by walkers didn't get bit this time. Again, I'll leave that to you, Diamond Dave. But yeah, a solid opener, and I'm excited to see where Dead City goes, because I do know, it's a limited series. They don't have a ton of episodes, so I think the story is going to get clipping along here pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll start off with my nitpick of the episode, and of course it was in the pen of walkers with Jeannie and Maggie. We all know that certain times we get the ninja walkers, and ninja walkers may or may not bite somebody, right? A la Carl and X amount of other folks that we've seen. Here, we know that Maggie can pretty much handle herself, but what I don't like sometimes when they do this in the writing is they have a character get swarmed by that many, and they leave you with the final shot of they're not in a very good position. But again, we've seen ninja walkers kind of do some things. Now I know we're X amount of years in, Dave. They're degrading and they're slowing down, so they may not be as forceful, or may not lunge themselves right away for a bite. But I feel like Maggie was in a situation there where one definitely would have got her. Jeannie was definitely in a position to where one probably would have got her. Now, she's still a kid, so I'm going to probably lean on a little bit more that the walker probably could have had a little bit more leverage than her. But again, those are just nitpicks. I know we got to progress the story. We got to show that, hey, we got to get them in a vulnerable spot and then show them that they can make the comeback. I get that. Just little nitpicks because of what the show has done, The Walking Dead has done in previous years with the ninja walkers.
But how nobody's had their guts ripped open like Dale when they have the walker on top of them, they're holding them. There's not one single person has had their stomach ripped open like poor Dale.
Well, they got to make it epic. We got to take out Dale in an epic fashion. Yep. But yeah, I do see your point on that. Now to some fun stuff. I'm glad that they actually dedicated a little bit of time to Maggie being a mom. I thought that was actually pretty cool because I was actually coming into the season like, all right, let's get some time with Herschel and Maggie and see how Maggie is as a mom a little bit. Yep. They gave us a little bit of that, so I'm happy about that. Jeannie, she's in a very interesting situation. I can't wait to see how that's going to go because Negan did admit that to her about her dad. So I'm wondering how she really feels at the end of the day here. So hopefully we get to see some of that. Good little tidbits on the corn that we got in the intro, and then Marshall kind of brought that back up. So I'm actually still curious to see if that's going to play out a little bit more, if that was, hey, this is it, just because we showed it, want to do a follow-up, and now kind of moving forward. Because I feel like everything now is going to be in Manhattan anyway. Negan's journey here. Folks, I know I kind of sounded stupid a little bit in some of this, because a couple months, 1 year, because he mentioned to the guy with the cockroaches a year, but I feel like every couple months they kind of been checking in with him. So
yeah, I'm sure they bring him in and they probably
Mm-hmm.
make that same offer or something similar to him.
Yeah.
And he's turned it down.
Yeah, so probably about a year's time since where we last left off. I love that Negan keeps saying, no, I'm not going to be that guy again. I've worked probably, and I'm thinking this is what he's thinking inside. I've worked too damn hard to be away from that. It's been a couple years, and trying to just get back to my family. Now he's forced because she rerouted and found his family. So I know we kept always saying Annie's gonna die, and that's what's gonna bring Negan back. But hopefully, in this journey here, especially the way it was in last season, now starting off this season, hopefully it's just Annie's not gonna die or nothing happens to her or Negan's kid. Love the innovation on the bat for Lucille 2.0. Yep. I thought that was pretty clever. Hopefully, we see some more of that bat being used.
I did not expect electricity. I thought like it was going to be like some kind of
Like
switchblade,
Spike?
like a switchblade type action on it. That's what I was thinking. I did not expect
Yeah, I did dig that. Surprisingly, I wasn't sure. Like when you said I made some upgrades, I'm like, I don't know if I like it. But that was actually a pretty cool use of it. It seems here in the end of the episode, we're getting a Negan versus Maggie one more time. But I think we're going to see where both sides are going to, well, Maggie and Negan eventually try to help each other out after, of course, they take out a bunch of red shirts.
Oh, yeah.
And then somehow
first of
break
which
free.
I'm hoping is that so-called governor and her second in command, they both need to go.
Yeah, they both need to
immediately.
go. Immediately. I agree with you, Mason Quinn. She did a good job for the most part. I wasn't totally sold on her being, like, they did a good job of making her careless and evil, right? But I'm just not totally sold yet. Like, if she goes, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, I want a good, yeah, she's gone. So hopefully it builds up to that. Especially with the governor, too.
There's only one governor, right,
There's only
folks?
one governor.
We're David Morrissey.
Only one. And I'm curious to see how the marshal's going to go, because he put himself in a real predicament there, because she was mentioning about the treaties and everything, and she's like, well, why don't I go tell him, about Negan not really being dead? So I'm kind of curious.
He did overplay his hand there, and it's just like, what Maggie knows about you. How you can't threaten her. She can essentially say, yeah, he didn't do any of that.
Right.
And it is interesting because neither Negan, Maggie, or the marshal want to do what they're doing right now. They're all being forced into it. So I just wonder, at some point, do they flip on everybody else? And, who knows?
And I do like how they put in here where Marshall brought up a great point. Like, hey, we get the methane. This, and this happens. Like, it all sounded really cool and like a really perfect situation. But with the current predicament that we're all in, it's not going to be easy peasy go in and grab it. So again, I do think these Negan, the marshal, and Maggie are definitely going to be helping out each other some way, somehow. But of course, we're going to have to lose quite a few red shirts in the process to get there. And we did kind of watch the preview for the next episode, or I think it was for the season. Either way, of course, they put in, like we all guessed, Herschel going out.
Yep.
I just don't know how he's going to get out or how he's going to make it there. So little things like that, I'm kind of curious on. Again, it's The Walking Dead, so I'm invested. I'm just curious to how these little components are going to play out moving forward here in that roar.
Yeah, that roar was interesting. That was a louder than normal zombie walker. And the thing with Herschel is like, look, I really, like, folks, it's been way too long. I hope the story with Herschel, and I don't think it's going to be, because he seems to have a positive vibe on, on the woman there from the drawings. I hope with Herschel, it's not I'm going to follow mom and then I'm going to get into trouble and then they're going to have to save me. Because we've seen that so many times with so many characters. I really hope Herschel's character does something different this season. And shout out to Logan Kim is the actor playing him. Did a really good job this episode. We all know that in The Walking Dead, sometimes the younger actors can make or break an episode, and they've had some really good ones, and this young man's no exception. So shout out to him.
Solid open.
Yeah.
Solid open. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we will be back for the next one, and Appleton Oak should be joining us for that one as well. Hopefully, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
If he makes it, we'll see. All right, folks. For Diamond Dave, I'm Mason Quinn. This has been Bad Medicine. That was Dead City season premiere. So
see you on the next one.
We will see you on the next one.